So hello friends, in this video we are going to see what is a vector field. So a vector field is nothing but a collection of vectors or a region which contains vectors such that each point in space is assigned with a unique vector. So you can see examples of vector fields. It is nothing but collection of vectors. You can see many vectors are present there, hence it is a vector field. So this is also example of a vector field. So these are 2D vector fields because they are in two dimension. Now example of 1D vector field is like this. You can see vectors are only in one direction or in a one dimension. Um so it is a 1D vector field. So now there are also 3D vector fields like this. Imagine them like vector fields in space, vectors spread out in space. So those are 3D vector fields. So how these vector fields are represented? They are represented by the expression as v bar is equal to fx I cap plus fy j cap plus fz k cap. So fx, fy and fz are nothing but functions of x, y and z, and this is not the thing that if it is fx then it should be a function of x only. It can be function of x, but it can also be function of xy, or it can be function of yz, or it can be function of xyz. So same thing for this both. So these are usually functions of x, y or z. So you can see example of vector fields like v bar is equal to x sin z I cap plus z square cos y j cap plus y k cap. Now here you can see uh, the term with I cap is a function of x and z, and the term the coefficient of j cap is nothing but function of z and y, and the coefficient of k cap is a function of y. So now you will understand what are these fx, fy and fz. They are functions of x, y and z in any combination. So we also have here another example like this: v bar is equal to x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. So a vector function, this is a vector function. It represents a vector field. So a vector function takes the coordinates of a point as input and gives a vector as output. So we will see how does this vector function assign a vector to each point in space. Now we will take a 2D vector field, that is v bar is equal to x I cap plus y j cap. So we have xy plane here. So now we will see how this vector expression, how it generates a vector field. Now as I told you, this vector function takes the coordinates of a point in space as input and gives a vector as output, and that vector is nothing but the vector which is assigned to that point. So for example, we have here point as 1 comma 1. So as per this vector expression, v bar is equal to x I cap plus y j cap. So this is x coordinate and this is y coordinate. So here x coordinate is 1 and y coordinate is also 1. So the vector will be I cap plus j cap. So this vector is like this, somewhat like this. That is one unit front in x direction and one unit above in y direction, that is I cap plus j cap. Now we will take another point as this is 1 comma 0. So here we will have a vector, uh, we will put 1 here and 0 here, so it will be I cap. So the vector will be like this. Now similar for 1 minus 1, it will be I cap minus j cap. So I cap minus j cap, that is 1 unit front in x direction and one unit below in y direction, because it is minus 1. So similarly we will have a vector here like this, and here it will be like this, because it is minus 1 and minus 1. It will be minus I cap minus j cap. So the vector will be like this, minus I cap minus j cap. So and this is minus 1 comma 0, so it will be minus I cap. So this vector will be like this. Here we will have a vector like this. Similarly here we will have a vector like this. So similar to for all points we will have a vector assigned to that point, so it will generate a vector field which will look like this. So you can see it has this expression generates a vector field which looks like this. So this is how a vector function assigns a vector to each point in space and generates the vector field as we have here. So you can see this is the same vector field which we took as an example. So this is how a vector function generates a vector field, and this is all about a vector field and what is a vector field.